Hello folks, this is Josh from 1047. Today we're taking a look at the Plasma Caster, one of the new weapons from the Wastelanders update. I was initially saving up to finish up my T65 armor set, but I thought it would be good to get the Plasma Caster to start using up my growing pile of legendary script to try and craft a good gun. But I thought it would be also handy for people to get a look at it, especially from the point of view someone who's run a pure heavy weapons build for quite a while now. You could say I'm a bit of a veteran. If you just want the stats, you only need to watch the first few minutes of the video. I will front load it with those numbers right after this next part on where to get it. The bulk of the video will be me field testing and commenting on it. The recipe is available from Regs at Vault 79. The base cost is 750 gold. With the assortment of mods, there are 6 at the moment, running from 150 to 200 gold. You'll need 2 legendary modules to create each gun, along with Science 1. Modules cost 50 script each, purchased from Purveyor Merc at the Rusty Pick. Before you get to building, why not equip all of your science perks? I also equipped Super Duper, and we'll get into how that worked out later. Every time you craft the caster, it rolls a random legendary. I made 6, I think, and none of them came out mind-blowing. But once you have the recipe and 2 modules, you can always keep trying. Now, at one point, you can hear Super Duper procs, but I did not get a second gun. I don't know if that's a bug or if it's just not meant to work with these recipes, but take that as you will. Now, here are a look at the mods that are available for the Plasma Caster from Regs. And here are the base stats of the gun. It's a heavy weapon and also an energy weapon, so keep that in mind for perks. Here it is with the prime capacitor added the day after, and here it is with my usual suite of damage increasing and weight reducing perks on. Nice damage, low mag, but these numbers don't really tell the same story that an actual field test will. I took this version that I made, the best of the batch, and went out to some familiar stomping grounds to test it out on some enemies that I had a good feel for in terms of how quick I think they should be downed. The first thing to keep in mind, the gun is semi-auto, meaning you have to click every time you fire. The rate is decent, but not crazy, which means while it packs a punch, it's not a high rate of fire DPS machine. It plays more like a rifle than a minigun. If you consider that a negative, then another negative is the mag size of 20, which there's no mod to expand it. Maybe there's a quad legendary, but the base 20 isn't great. It's not a game breaker either, but it's definitely the lowest point for the Plasma Caster. Another minus, I guess, is the plasma projectile itself. They're slow, they're small, and they take getting used to. Hitting targets running side to side is more difficult. The gun thrives on stationary or slow advancing targets. On to the good, and the main strength is the one-hit damage. It's actually almost on par with the base harpoon gun, which is up there as heavy weapons hardest hitting by shot. The Plasma Caster has a better feel to me than the harpoon gun. Their accuracies are similar on paper, but the caster's reticle makes it feel more on point. The rate of fire is much higher on the caster as well, as you don't have to reload it after every shot. Another benefit I noticed was the drift, or how the gun wanders as you fire it. You'll see it kick slightly with every shot, but always returns the sight to the original point. It's incredibly easy to handle and allows for long range firing once you get used to the plasma projectile. Another benefit is the ammo economy of the weapon. I can kill in 5 or 6 shots what might take 200 rounds of 5mm ammo to kill with my minigun. This makes it more efficient to modify with a prime capacitor and not absolutely chew through all your flux. Its strength seems to be rank and file enemies, or about 99% of the game, but I think I would still swap to my miniguns and Gatling lasers for boss fights, much in the same way I do not use my explosive harpoon gun on them. It's not a face melter in a standard heavy weapons build, it's a hammer. One option it does open up though is a luck VATS build. It fires fast enough to build up crit charge, it hits hard enough to exploit a critical hit effectively. I'd not considered a VATS build for heavy, but I feel like the Plasma Caster makes it an interesting option. So in conclusion, finally, this went on longer than I thought it would, but I wanted to be thorough and make sure you got a good feel for the gun, and not just a bunch of numbers before you spent your gold. But in conclusion, how good is the Plasma Caster? I'll give it an 8 out of 10. If that means anything. Once you get used to it, it's a great day-to-day weapon. It has versatility, feels sound mechanically. The mag is an issue, as is the nature of the plasma itself, but it hits like a truck, it's steady, and it opens up the option of a VATS build. I wouldn't take it to the dance with the Queen, but you can use it almost anywhere else. But that is all for now, and hopefully this was informative. I don't have enough gold to keep up with the item overviews personally, so we'll have to try something else in the next video. Until then, stay safe at home and in West Virginia, and I'll see you next time.